What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. For those of you who are new, I am Jared and this is Hinkle.Fishing. I have been slacking on the uploads and I'm sorry about that, but it's a new year, gonna be on that grind, got new goals set, gonna try and push out about 30 to 40 videos. The uploads have been lacking because it's been freaking cold outside and haven't been really catching very much. I've caught a few here and there and I have a couple cast to catch videos I might put at the end of this. I'm not really sure about that yet. Might put one from yesterday in, but I have not been able to catch enough to make a full long video in a while, besides that trout fishing video which I'm about to put out. Y'all probably would have already seen that before this one. But on the other hand, even though I haven't been catching very many fish, I've been upgrading the arsenal. As you can see, many new rods and reels. Me and my brother have gotten a lot of new gear, and that's what I want to do in this video, is just show off all the new swim baits, all the new swim bait setups that me and my older brother have gotten over Christmas break. And some of them we've already had, but I just haven't done like a highlight post on just swim bait gear. So I thought I would just show off a little bit of what we got, and hopefully you'll be seeing some in-depth videos about each and every one of these baits this year with me catching freaking giant bass with them. So let's dive on into that right now. Alright, how this is going to go is I'm going to start off with just going through all the baits that are on the bait wall right here. These are all the swim baits that we got as of currently. Definitely going to be purchasing more this year, getting back into the big swim bait game. Those of you who don't know, I used to have a ton of awesome, really cool, big giant swim baits. I used to catch a ton of fish on them, but unfortunately I couldn't really afford to do it. And I had some gear stolen from me and I had to sell off all my baits. But now that I can actually afford it, I've gotten back into it. So has my older brother. And we have been growing the arsenal pretty big right here. Hopefully gonna be catching some big giant bass on these this year. And last year I caught quite a few on these soft baits right here. These Chris Zaldane's signature series of Bass Mafia swim baits. They're kind of a Mag Draft knockoff, but I honestly think they're better than a Mag Draft. Caught quite a few on those last year, and hopefully gonna be catching quite a few more on all of these this year. But yeah, let's just start with the first ones. Just gonna work our way left from right. So starting out first, we got these 6-inch trace swim baits right here. I got 4 of these actually. Had 5, broke one off the other day. It was similar to this color right here. I actually made a TikTok about it. It's like the citrus shad or lavender shad or something like that. It's like a chartreuse pearl white color that I lost. I actually caught some on that one. Haven't caught any on these other ones yet, but I just got them, so haven't had much time to put the work in with them. These are like a 4-piece, or they're really a 3-piece with like a soft Elastec tail swim bait. Here's another pretty sweet color that I got for Christmas right here. They're a multi-jointed like swimmer style swim bait, so in the water they just swim like a S motion. Like you can burn these in really fast. I have a couple slow sink and a couple fast sink. Use them for different applications. Honestly, I've had a lot more luck on the slow sink versions of any swimmer style bait, like bull shads or my old trashy bass swimmers. Had a lot of luck just swimming those in on the top, like surface, like almost waking them. But here's another color. This one's like a dark navy blue with a clear belly, little gold hits on it. I've yet to throw most of these, honestly, just got them, so like I said. Here's another pretty sweet little bluegill color right there. This one's called like Cajun Gill or something, I think. Y'all saw this one in that unboxing I did with all the 6-inch hard baits I just picked up. But yeah, those are the 6-inch traces I got. 3 of them are mine and 1 is Jacob's, but I lost the other one, and that one was Jacob's. We honestly just like throw each other's baits all the time. It doesn't really matter, so yeah. All right, the next bait right here is the Shimano Arma Joint. Had 2 of these also, and they are both Jacob's, or the other one was Jacob's. But I actually lost it to a giant dock pole that was in the middle of a pond. Freaking bombed it all the way out in the middle of this pond and smoked this dock pole, and it hooked perfectly into it. So still can go get it back. I just need it to warm up a little bit so I can go walk through the water. I'm pretty sure it's just going to be hanging on the backside of this dock pole. But these baits are honestly killer. They're very similar to the tiny clashes I have up there, but they don't have a lip, and you can burn these a lot better than those. They're really stable. It's like the mix of a swimmer and a glide bait. And you can cast these things a mile. They fold up just like this whenever you cast them. And sometimes the hooks get caught together, but I mean, it's kind of a cool design. I've never ever seen a bait that folds in half whenever you cast it like that. So I have had some luck on these. I've caught one on the other colorway we had. It was like a silver with a red tail. and that's the one I lost. But I also had like a 5-pounder. I hooked a 5-pounder off this tree in the middle of this pond, and he actually jumped and spit the bait out. So ended up losing him. I lost the footage of that fish like eat actually, but that was unfortunate. Lost the bait, lost the footage, lost the fish. Haven't had the best of luck with these, but I really do like them. So that's the Shimano Arma Joint. I think this is the 190 size. Yeah, 190. Here we go. Baits. This is bait number 3, basically. They're the same bait, but different colorways. Me and Jacob just both got these from the Hookup Tackle. This one's Jacob's, the Shiner colorway, and I got Spectre. It's like a bone with like a blue and pink hit on the belly of it, and then Jacob's is the Shiner. It's like a green scaled bait fish, but it's see-through through the top and the bottom. It's like a green transparent and then a pink transparent on the bottom. The best 2 colors in my opinion, besides the bass, but my buddy Eric ended up getting bass, so got all 3 to choose from when we're fishing, honestly. But here's the DRT Tiny Clash. These are made by Division Rebel Tackle. It's a Japanese company. I think they're based on Lake Biwa in Japan, but this is a very, very, very versatile bait. They come in at like $100, and it's a, how it comes originally is this tail. You can pull the tail out, pull the lip out, but this tail comes, this is tail mode A when the fins are pointing up like that, and then it comes with the lip in. But I personally like to fish it with the lip in and tail mode B, because you can do a technique called dead walking. And I'll do a lot of more in-depth videos on all these baits, hopefully, like I said. This is a very versatile bait. You can fish like a glide bait, a crank down. You can do a technique called dead walking, where it's like whenever you, it's like an underwater jerk bait, basically. You hit it and it like will walk underwater like that. But you can just remove the lip, but just like that. Comes with multiple different style lips that you can get, multiple different style tails. Pop the lip right back in there. Very, very versatile bait. Like I said, I've owned multiple of these in the past. I had a crappie colored one that I got from, I think Dreamcatchers Fishing is where I got the crappie paint job one. I caught multiple fish on that one actually, but like I said, ended up having to sell all my swim bait stuff, so wanted to get a couple more. And this used to be a really, really hard color to get, so I am glad I was able to pick it up. But yeah, those are the DRT Tiny Clashes right there. Next, right here, we got the Clash 9 made by the same company. Basically the bigger version of the Tiny Clash. It has a little bit of a different lip angle, and I have the lip out right now. This is actually my older brother Jacob's. I have owned quite a few of these, caught fish on them. I had a Tule Perch one that I caught fish on. I had a crappie paint job one. I've had a Sexy Shad one. These baits are really, really awesome. They crank down like 10 feet with the lip in, so not usually fishing it like that. Usually using it as a glide bait with the lip out and the tail in mode B. But you can put the lip in and dead walk these also. This color is the Working Class Zero collab, which Working Class Zero is most known for their soft baits. Here's a couple of them right here. These are Citizens. And yeah, this is the Clash 9. Very, very similar to the Tiny Clash, but just another very versatile, really, really cool bait. For those of you who are curious, I think the K9's like right at 4 ounces, I think. And then the Tiny Clashes are like 1.5 or like close to 2 maybe. And then depending on which sink rate of the trace you get, they're like 1 to 2 ounces. Pretty small baits, but if you're curious on the weight of each bait. Here is a pretty sick bait that I just picked up. This is a crawler style swim bait. For those of you who don't know, it's similar to like a jitterbug, like an old jitterbug, but these wings on the side catch water and it like will plop like this. It's a top water, like waking style, but not really a wake bait. Hard to describe it. It's a very unique bait. It's got its own category, but this one is made by Throwback Swim Baits. It's called a Chickadee. It is a wooden bait. I think it's fully wooden. I'm not sure. I know the bottom section is wood. Pretty sure it's full wood though. And yeah, this is the Halloween edition. It's like the ghost paint job. It's got like the little eyes on the front right there, and then that's the mouth of the ghost it's supposed to be. Got some really sticky quad hooks on this. Got this from a guy in one of the groups I'm in on Facebook. It came with this and the next bait I'm about to show you. Got a really, really good deal on these. These retail for like $220, and I paid right around $150 for it. So killer deal. If you want to see some content on these before I'm able to make some content, go check out the Homeless Fisherman's channel. He has caught a ton of fish using these. So yeah, that's what inspired me to get it. That's the Throwback Baits Chickadee right there. Next, we got this right here. This is a Lanciotti Psycho Gill, and this is a custom paint painted one by Bill Barton, and it has the carbon fiber lip in it, which is pretty hard to get, I'm pretty sure. I've never owned a psycho gill. I have fished them before though. This is a wake and crank style bait. It's a 2-piece. It'll get down like two feet if you burn it in, but you can also slow wake it and it has a really good action. This is one of the coolest painted, and it has the carbon lip. That's why I really wanted to get it. Bill Barton does a sick job. I've owned a couple baits by Bill Barton. I had a Wade Hogs that was painted by him, and then I had a 5-inch bullgill that was like the exact same pattern as this. I might put pictures of all these old baits I'm talking about as I'm going through here, but this is a psycho gill. This came along with the chickadee from a guy in one of the groups I'm in. Also paid $150 for this, and these used to go for like $300, which is pretty crazy. The prices have been dropping pretty drastically on this because I think that Joey has just been putting out a lot more. But this will be a killer catch fisher for sure. A killer fish catcher, not catch fisher. But yeah, really excited to use this one this year. Next, we got the Big Mama. This, I just actually picked this up, and everyone has been trying to buy it from me. This thing is freaking huge. I'll probably end up getting rid of it just because it's not very practical for the places I'm fishing. But I for sure want to catch one on it, and I'm going to make a video about it. This is the 11-inch gizzard glide made by Trashy Bass. I used to have a ton of Trashy Bass baits, really looking to get some more back in my arsenal. Those were my favorite baits to throw, but this is the 11-inch gizzard glide. It is a very large bait. This is not a typical size swim bait, I wouldn't say. Not very many people throw baits this big, but this thing has a killer action. It came with some a really cool weight system. It has like these little pockets right here that they're like magnets, and he gave me like 3 different sets. I have the extra slow sink magnets in it right now, so it almost suspends, but he gave me a set of slow sink magnets and a set of medium sink. I'm pretty sure it's what they are. But this thing looks really good in the water, and I'm gonna be making a video about it like I said. But yeah, that's the Trashy Bass bait. This thing's really hard to get. One of the hardest Trashy Bass baits to get. Has some crazy offers for this thing already, but I want to make a video on it before I get rid of it. And all 3 of those last baits are mine. I just picked those up, and I'm gonna let y'all know when it's my brother's or mine, so don't get anything confused. This right here is a Bait Sanity Antidote. This is my older brother Jacob's. He had 2 of these. He had a different color one that was smaller, but I think he traded it away. This is the Hookup Tackle collab colorway, and it has some chrome that's showing through it. I think the paint just chipped off of it and it's chrome underneath. That's a pretty cool idea to do, like, because big swim baits get rashed up from these mega hooks on them, just swinging and smacking it. So this is like a 9 or 10-inch glide bait. It's a really smooth action. It's kind of like a Depths 250, but these are a lot cheaper. I think these are like $100 maybe, 75, something like that. I don't know, I didn't buy it, Jacob bought it. Sweet little bait right there, sweet big bait. Next, we got the River to Sea Tactical Wake. Tactical Wake 210, so it's 210 millimeters. Not really sure what that is in inches, but probably about 9 inches. It's a big old giant wake bait. Has a monster lip on it right there that y'all can see. It's 2-piece, but this tail is like jointed kind of, so it moves, so it's almost like a 3-piece. Has a really loud, obnoxious wake action. It stays level in the water as you crank it, which is pretty nice. Not very common. Most wake baits will swim like this in the water when you're fishing them, like dive down. This thing came with some freaking gaffs of hooks right here. These things are huge from River to Sea. This is designed by the guys over at Tactical Bass, and Matt Allen and Tim Little. Gigantic wake bait. These are $75, I think. They come in a really cool wooden case, and yeah, this will probably catch some fish this year also. Next, that was Jacob's also. Both those last 2 are Jacob's, and this is Jacob's bait right here. This is a 6 Sense draw. It's a 9-inch glide bait made by 6 Sense. I have not been able to throw this yet, but I don't think Jacob has thrown it either. But I've seen some videos from multiple people, including Milliken and this guy named Spice Can't Fish. He's caught some out of this from the bank and has a pretty sweet action. I'm gonna get out and throw this one pretty soon, hopefully. Really nice bait. But yeah, not really sure the action that this thing has. I think it's like a really stable bait from what I've seen. Gotta get out and throw it. Gotta get out and throw it and find out, but yeah, it looks pretty sweet. This is the color 4K Shad. It's got that gold accent on the back with the like navy blue on the sides, shad eye. Really nice bait. Forgot this was up there. This is also Jacob's. Just picked this up. It's a 6 Sense flow glider. trying to convince him to let me do the little Dremel trick where you shave down the joint, make it like sort of like a shad, more of a choppy glide, because these things honestly suck out of the package. I don't really know. I don't know. They're kind of garbage out of the package like they come. It's a pretty small glide bait. They're pretty cheap, like 30 bucks from 6 cents. This one's in a bluegill color. Let me pull it out so y'all can see it with no glare, hopefully. This is what it looks like right here out of the package. This is like a 4K, I think this is called 4K bluegill. Yeah, 4K bluegill. Really sweet pattern on that. Really want to do the joint trick that Milliken made a video about. You just take a Dremel and shave this joint down right here to like about like flush with the back. Like you can see the V. You want to make it a straight line across, and it makes it into a very, very choppy, crazy action glide, because as you can see, this thing barely has any movement side to side. So, but yeah, that's the 6 cents flow glider. We're gonna skip the soft baits for now. I'm not gonna show you all those. There's quite a few right here, but we'll go back to those in a little bit. Next, we got the Zorba baits. I'll show you a little clip of each one of them. Here's the big one right here. This is the Shad Daddy. I don't know what the color's called. It's like a purple blue color shift shad. Super realistic bait, and these are really easy to get, or not easy to get, but they're pretty affordable. This one's, for the big version, I think it's 50 bucks or 45 or 50 bucks, and for the smaller ones, they're 30 or 40 or $45. So I've already caught a fish on this, made a little TikTok about it if y'all want to go check it out. It was like a 3-pounder, got on my first fish on my new swim bait rod, which y'all will be seeing at the end of this. I'm going to show you all the swim bait rods and reels, and I have a surprise unboxing at the end of a new reel I got for my new rod. But yeah, that's the Mr. Zorba Shad Daddy right there. Super sexy color on that. I love how realistic these baits are. Here are the smaller versions of the Shad Daddy. I got 3 of the smaller ones. I don't know what these ones are called. Probably like Shad Junior or something like that. But this is like the goldfish pattern, the golden shiner pattern, and the same pattern as the big one I have. I just have it in a smaller version. Have caught a fish on this orange one right here. I don't know if it was in a video or not, but gonna be fishing these a lot more this year. These will be killer in the ponds because just a little small profile glide bait. Really good action on these ones and the bigger version. But yeah, really like these baits. Y'all gotta give Mr. Zorba a follow on Instagram and try and get on one of his drops. All right, next we got the, I don't know, I think his name's AJ something, AJ Vannerslad or something weird. I forgot his name, but these are from the Swimbait Universe group. I got this from a guy on there who builds these. It's called a Kit Kat glide. It's like a 6 or 7 inch. I think it's a 6 inch glide. It's like 1.2 ounces, something like that. Super good glide bait. I've caught 5 to 10 fish on it already. Had it for about a year. I haven't fished it very many times, but almost every time I do, I catch a fish with it. So yeah, it's like a really cool red craw pattern. That's why I decided to get it. I don't have any red glide baits, so really killer bait right there. It's like a choppy style glide. It's pretty stable when you burn it also. Yeah, check these out. All right, and all 4 of those, or all 5 of those were mine. Here's another bait that Jacob has right here. This is a Spro Chad Shad. It's the collab that Kevin Brightwell did with Spro. Just a hard plastic version of the Chad Shad. Those of you who don't know, KGB Baits is the original designer of the Chad Shad. He makes resin, or he made them resin whenever he originally made them. He doesn't make them anymore. He switched over to the TSGs, which stands for Textured Shad Glide, but they look pretty similar to these. They're just a little bit more slender. But yeah, this is a Spro Chad Shad in the color Bone. These things get bit, everyone knows that, so gotta throw these. These come in around 60 bucks, I think, and they should be in stock like at Bass Pro and stuff. Really well-known swim bait, one of the best right here. This is just a more affordable option of it. Jacob did have the perch colorway in this one, but he traded that one away. So this is the only one we got now. All right, next, one of the OG swim baits I kept that I did not sell because no one would freaking buy it, probably because of the ugly paint job I did on it. This right here is the 6-inch bullgill. It's a fast sink bullgill, and the reason it is yellow because I spray painted it. My buddy has a Piz Peeps Runt that's all yellow that he catches so many fish on, and so this was my attempt to copy him. And I literally just I sanded the bait down a little bit, knocked off the old paint, took a yellow can of spray paint and just went to town on it. Took a little Sharpie, tried to paint the ear black again. And yeah, I have caught some fish on this. I don't like that it's a fast sink because I'd rather get a slow sink one and just put some lead strips on it or something to make it sink faster if that's what I was looking for. But this is a cool bait. I've had it for a while now. My first ever swim bait actually was a 6-inch bullgill in a crappie pattern. Also painted by Bill Barton. I forgot I even had that, but I lost that one to a snag in the bottom of a pond. Went swimming for it, couldn't find it, but yeah, there's a 6-inch bluegill right there that I spray painted that I've tried to sell 100 times that nobody will buy. So it's stuck with me. Next, I'll show you these bad boys right here. These are 2 5-inch bluegills in slow sink. I'll pull one out. These right here are just a smaller profile of that 6-inch, only 1 inch smaller, a little bit less tall. A lot better for the areas I'm fishing. I have had a custom painted one of these, like I said. I'll put a picture of that again, but this is a 5-inch bluegill in the regular paint, but these are actually, I got these on a crazy deal. I only paid 30 bucks each for these, and they retail for like 50, I think, 50 or 60. And these were actually sent off to Russell Larry Myers, and they were resealed, and the previous owner had the little ears touched up, made them more solid black on there. But yeah, these things just get bit. Anything by Bullshad Baits, Mike Buka, they always catch fish, so had to get 2 of them. I got 2 for me and then 2 for my buddy that he has. So we got 4 total, and they're all the exact same, brand new, resealed with the black ears touched up on. And again, these are slow sinking. That's what I like. Next, we got a couple little S wavers. Caught a lot of fish on S wavers. These are both Jacobs. I don't own any S wavers anymore, but I've had my fair share of them. Had a couple S waver 200s. Caught some fish on them. The light trout colorway in the smaller size was me and my buddy Eric's Confidence swim bait for a while. These are really, really good for the price. They're like 16 bucks, made by River to Sea. This is the 115 size, I believe, or 120. No, I'm stupid. It's the 168, but these are great beginner swim baits if you're trying to get into glide baits. Go ahead and pick yourself up an S waver. It's really a smooth little solid glide bait, and every once in a while you'll give it like a hard little couple of twitches and then just let it sit there, and then it'll get crushed. So yeah, those are the S waver 168s right there. All right, moving on to the last couple of hard baits. It's the Storm Arashi swim baits. This one's the swimmer, so it's a 3-piece, and then we got 2 glides right here. One's like a blue color and one's a gray color. Don't really want to pull them out, might get hooked, but yeah, these are the Storm Arashi swim baits. These are all Jacobs. I have owned one. I owned a brown one, but I casted it off like one of my first times ever fishing a swim bait. Literally got to the pond, took a couple casts with it, like my 3rd cast, just sent it flying, and never saw it again. So that was unfortunate. Never had any luck with them, but maybe Jacob will catch some on them. These are pretty budget friendly. I think they're like $30 also. We got a couple more hard swim baits up here on this little white box. This is a Spro Rat right here, and my brother has caught like a 6-pounder on this. This is his. Most of the baits on that box are his. He got like a 6-pounder on this out of our land. But yeah, rat baits are cool. I've never owned any rat baits. I want to get some, but this is the Spro Rat. These used to be pretty hard to get, but not anymore really. There's another like Whopper Plopper style rat. I don't even know what this is. Got a Guggen Contender up here. Got whatever this is. I think it's a Biospawn or Fish Lab, whatever the company's called. Little bone swimmer right there. And then this one's actually mine. This is a Twitchin' Ninja or Hardcore, something like that. It's like a duo or something bait, but I've caught quite a few fish on this. Caught some big ones on it too. It's been in retirement though. Don't really fish it that much anymore. The chartreuse color is quite wild, and I think that's why it gets bit, honestly, in the dirty water. It's a pretty cool bait. These are pretty budget friendly. All those baits I just showed are pretty budget friendly. All right, now on to the soft baits. Got quite a few right here in this little section. Most of them are Jacobs, only a couple are mine. So I'm just gonna show you like a couple of each, couple colorways in each of the different brands we got. And starting off, we got the Hangover swim baits. These just came out. I've been getting a lot of hate in the swim bait groups, but we'll see how it goes. You gotta watch Ben Milliken's video on it about which one to get and just basically how he designed it. He talks a little bit more in depth, and if you're getting confused about the slow sink ones not having any action, you gotta watch that video. I got a fast sink and so did Jacob. Jacob ended up getting this colorway right here. It's like a clear shad colorway. I got this one. It's called like Sexified Blue Back or something weird. Those of you who don't know, this is a line through swim bait. So what you do is you tie your line through this little, you put your line through this little hole, tie into your bait, and you're just gonna wanna stick your bait into the back of this swim bait right here, and that's how you swim it. Should be pretty weedless. It also comes with a little line tie on the bottom. Pretty cool. These just came out, haven't got to fish it yet, but we'll see how it goes. We got a couple mag drafts on the wall. This is an 8-inch mag draft right here, and like it's some type of, I think it's like green shad or aurora shad, or it's MB gizzard. That's what it's called, MB gizzard. This is the 8-inch version. I've only ever caught one fish on an 8-inch mag draft, and right before I caught it, I literally said, I was like, I've never even caught a fish on one of these. Let me try it out. And so first cast, I caught one, like a 4-pounder on it, on that white or like albino pearl color one we got back there. But mag drafts get bit. I personally like the new Bass Mafia dangerous swim baits, which I'm about to show you, but mag drafts will always get bit right here. As you can see, we got 5-inch, 6-inch, and 8-inch mag drafts up here. And then here is what a dangerous swim bait looks like. It looks very, very similar. As you can see, this is like a shad colorway, and this is the 7-inch size, my favorite size. My favorite color is this color. This is actually my favorite colorway right here, the chartreuse blueback. I think that's all it's called, is chartreuse blueback. And as you can see, this one is chewed. This is my most productive swim bait this year. Caught a ton of fish on this and gone through a couple packs of them, honestly. But this is, unlike the regular mag draft, these are like a mag draft freestyle knockoff kind of. They have just the regular old, they just come like this. And so you gotta get your own beast hook for them. I prefer a 10-aught beast in them, in the 7-inch ones, but I've caught fish using an 8-aught, no problem. These are one of my favorite soft baits right here. The Zaldane. Chris Zaldane designed these. These are the dangerous swim baits made by Bass Mafia. So next we got some burritos right here. This is a Baka. It's a 6-inch medium sink Baka. Mike Buca's taken over on these mostly. Gail Ratcliffe is the actual original designer of burrito baits, and this one right here is a nacho. These get bit too for sure. Caught a couple fish on a Baka, and my buddy Eric has smoked them on like a just a straight white color nacho. He's gone through quite a few of these actually, but these are like $38, and these ones are like 20 or 30 or something like that. Really good baits. You can get these on Tackle Warehouse now. You used to only be able to get them on a drop, but Jacob has like, these are both Jacob's. Jacob has like 8 Bakas, and he has 1 nacho. These come in 5 and 6-inch, and these come in like, it's like there's like a 5.25, a 5-inch, 4.25. There's a couple weird sizes out now that Mike Buca's designed or produced. Gail Ratcliffe's designed. Yeah, got quite a few Bakas, and they're just buried behind all these baits back here. So there's a few oddball baits just hung up on top of the soft bait rack. We got a Savage Gear pulse tail trout right here. This is another line through swim bait. These actually have a really good action. Pretty sweet paint job on it too, but it's just like a Huddleston style tail. Kind of. It's not really a knockoff. These honestly are well designed by the bait maker. I forgot his name, but the owner of Savage Gear does some pretty good work with all of his baits, and they're affordable too. So, but yeah, that's a Savage Gear pulse tail trout. Got 3 of these right here. These are Dream Smashers. They all originally look like this white color. I've caught a couple fish on them. They get bit, but they're kind of hard to hook up with. I'm not gonna lie. You run a 10-aught beast with them, but like I said, they originally all came white, but I took some of like the dye and I made this one like a red with chartreuse tail. And this one I did with Sharpie. It's like, it originally was like a black back, but it turned purple, so it looks kind of cool. But yeah, these are Dream Smashers. These are the 6-inch. I don't know what the bait's called, but just look up Dream Smashers 6-inch if you're looking to get these. And then the entire back layer of swim baits back there are all Citizens. And I'll pull one of these ones out real quick for y'all. For those of you who don't know what a Citizen is, it's another unrigged soft body swim bait. They do come with a harness now. You can get them with the harness, which just has like a little line tie already built into it, so you don't tear the nose out of them as easily. These are made by Working Class Zero. They have a bunch of cool products. They got measuring boards, which I got one in this unboxing I'm about to do at the end of this video. They make really expensive, nice handles. They got collabs. That's the Working Class Zero collab canine right there. They do a lot of work in the swim bait industry, but that's a Working Class Zero Citizen. This is a 7-inch size. My brother has like 10 packs of these back there. He's got multiple 7-inch, multiple 6-inch. But yeah, these get bit. Just caught one on this yesterday, and I'll put that clip in right now on the 6-inch one in this color, which is called Malicious. Check out this clip right now. Right here, F5 beast hook rod, 6-inch Citizen. 5-pounder right here. I'm not letting this sink because there's a ton of healthy grass still in this pond. I'm not even sure how, so, but that's why. Normally I'd let it sink all the way to the bottom, but I'm catching so much grass that I'm not able to do that. Got one! Ah! I told you, bro. I knew I was gonna get one. Not the 5-pounder I said, but let's go. On that Citizen, baby. Right there. It's a dink, but who cares? As you guys can see, those get bit. So, we're done with all the swim baits. Now we're gonna talk about the setups me and Jacob got. And yeah, let's just hop right into that. All right, starting out, setup number 1. This is Jacob's soft bait rod. It's a F5 Ghost Code Beast Hook rod. These just came out and he decided to pick one up, and I also got an F5 rod, which I'll show you all at the end. But this is a 7'10", let me see, where is it? 7'10", extra heavy, extra fast action. So this thing is meant to drive these big beast hooks. That's exactly what it's designed for, soft baits. This is actually what I caught the fish on yesterday, like y'all just saw in that last clip. And here's the Citizen I caught the fish on, a little 6-inch in Militia. And he has this paired up with a Corrado 300. It's a 4.7 to 1 gear ratio, a nice slow gear ratio to just crawl those soft baits on the bottom of the pond. But yeah, I got 20-pound fluoro on here, Sunline Assassin, or FC Sniper actually, I'm pretty sure. He's got a custom Gomexus handle on here with the gold knobs. Golds are kind of off, the tensioner's gold is a little bit different, but it looks pretty sweet to me. I think this is a 100mm size also, so. There's setup number 1, that is Jacob's soft bait setup. Another thing I wanted to say is that I have also owned a Corrado 300. I've had a Tranks 300, a Corrado 300. I've had a Tatula 200. The swim bait setups I used to have were a Fury 806 and a Fury 795. Then I had a Champ 867. Those are my old setups that I used to have before I sold them. But yeah, we got a new setup now, so I'm gonna show you all that at the end. I keep mentioning it, but here is the next setup right here. This is a Dobbins Bull Shad rod, the 836 swim bait rod, designed by Mike Buca. Got the red on red, just how I like it. All the matchy setups are my favorite, man. But this is a Scorpion MD, and it has a custom Gomexus handle on it, once again with the red knobs. This is a 7.9 to 1, it says on there. Super fast reel. It's slightly different than the Corrado 300. It has the same frame, but it has a different spool. It's got a deeper spool in it, and it has a couple more brake shoes on the inside, for those of y'all who did not know. This is more of like a big glide bait rod. It can handle 2 to 8 ounces, and the Beast Hook rod can handle 1 to 6, it says. It's a good like 3-4 ounce rod, 3-4 ounce swim bait rod. And yeah, I've been using this quite a bit before I got my rod, so yeah, this is also Jacob's setup, but super sweet setup right there. All right, the next 2 setups right here are basically the same. That's why I'm showing them at the same time. They're just aesthetically different. They're both Dobbins 794-5 A-rig rods, and Jacob occasionally will use his for soft baits, some smaller Beast Hook baits. Before he got the Beast Hook rod, that's what he used his for. And I use mine strictly for my soft baits, like that dangerous setup. This one is mine right here with the Corrado K. I prefer straight braid on my soft baits just because I've had a lot of bad luck with straight fluoro and running a leader. But mine is the regular cork version, and I have a Corrado K on here with a 50-pound braid, regular stock handle, and yeah, really nice setup. And then Jacob's, my older brother's setup, is a Tranks 200, so it's just the silver version with the saltwater seal basically. He has the white Gomexus knobs, and he is running 20-pound fluoro on this, I think. And he has the like burl cork edition. These are limited, like a limited like practice run that Dobbins did. And these are actually cheaper than a regular Champion. Wish I would have got it when they were cheaper, but I personally prefer the regular cork. This feels a little bit like it might like start breaking down quicker. I'm not really sure. I don't think that these had a lot of good reviews, and so Gary Dobbins actually said that he's not going to continue to do this style of cork. But yeah, those are basically the same two setups. Just one is mine, one's Jacob's, and they're slightly different aesthetically. All right, here is the big money setup right here. This is once again Jacob's. He just picked this rod up with that Corrado K for like a steal. He paid $300, and this is a Leviathan Omega swim bait, or is it extra heavy? Yeah, Leviathan extra heavy Omega swim bait rod. It is like an 8-foot. It's just a 8-foot extra heavy, 2 to 8 ounces. This one's a little bit heavier than the Mike Bucca swim bait rod that Dobbins makes, and it's a lot sexier. It's got the real cool full grip handle with the little grip wrap on it. Got a real nice reel seat with a dual locking nuts. It's pretty sweet setup. This is a $350 rod, and he got the rod and the reel for $300, so killer deal. And then he has a Calcutta Conquest 300 on here with another Gomexus with the knockoff Working Class Zero knobs on it. These are just as comfortable and they're a lot cheaper, but maybe not as nice. I've never felt an actual Working Class Zero handle, but yeah, this is like a $500 reel, $350 rod. This is a killer setup. This is what I'm gonna be throwing the 11-inch trashy bass on. Yeah, this is Jacob's, and I'm very jealous of it. So there is that setup, and that's for treble hook baits mostly. The last rod, here's my new swim bait setup. It is an F5 Ghost Code 710 medium heavy mod fast. It's a 1 to 4 ounce swim bait rod, and I've got some upgrades coming for this, and we're about to unbox the reel that I got for it actually. But this is a treble hook rod. This is what I'm gonna be throwing my tiny clashes on. Basically all the smaller swim baits I'm gonna be using this for. All the smaller treble hook baits, that is. And yeah, this is made by a guy in Edmond, Oklahoma. F5 rods. Jacob has a couple more F5s, but this is my first one that I've ever had. He does custom swim bait rods. He lives pretty local to us, so he had a sale going where if you bought one, you got another one for 75% off. So me and Jacob got this one and the Beast Hook rod that Jacob got. So got a killer deal on them, and this is my new swim bait setup. New swim bait rod. Now let's get into this unboxing real quick. All right, open the box off camera, but got a clear spot for you. Cleared a little spot for it right here. All right, this is from the Hookup Tackle, and it's got my new swim bait reel in here. Booyah. Tatula 200. It's the 7-gear model. And honestly, the only reason I went with the Daiwa, y'all know me, I'm a Shimano and Dobbins guy. This is my first second non-Dobbins rod that I've had. I have a Daiwa spinning rod, and then I have this F5 rod now. But check this thing out, guys, right here. I've owned a Tatula 200 before, first swim baits, and I really liked it. It's got the only reason I went with this is because it matches the rod a lot better than any Shimano reel I could find. The all black with the white spider on it, and I have upgrades coming for this also. Gonna be doing a little bit more in-depth video on my swim bait setup because I'm gonna do some customizations to it, but this is the new reel I just picked up for it. It's a Tatula 200, like I said. Got it from the Hookup Tackle, and the only reason I got that is because it came with only reason I got a brand new one is because it came with this free shirt, which I'm about to show y'all, and it's a $100 Daiwa, really cool Daiwa fishing shirt. Yeah, that's the reel. Actually, let's put it on the rod and I'll show y'all. We're gonna put it on the rod real quick. Undo that nut right there. Slide it on there. Make sure we get it on there straight. But yeah, that looks pretty sweet if you ask me. We're gonna be making this whole setup purple themed. Got some grips coming, got some knobs and a drag star coming. Gonna be doing a video on that, like I said, but here is my new swim bait setup right there. The next thing we got in here was a free shirt that came with the reel. I'm not sure why, but it was a little promotion I'm assuming that the Hookup was doing. And this thing is nice. It already feels nice. This is a $100 fishing shirt. It's a Daiwa like hooded fishing shirt right here. It says Steez on the sleeve. It's got the hood and it says the Hookup Tackle on the back. Really comfortable. I already tried it on, fits me really well. Got it in a large. But yeah, this is a $100 fishing shirt that came for free with the reel. So that's why I ended up getting the brand new one. I normally am buying used gear just to save a little bit of money, but this is one of the first reels I bought for myself brand new. I usually only get brand new reels if I get them for Christmas or something. And then here we go. We got the last thing in the package. It's a Working Class Zero. It's the portable measuring board. I think that's what it's called, or travel measuring board. Let's open it up real quick. It comes rolled up like this. You can stick it in your backpack. This is gonna be for pictures mostly and just tracking the lengths of the fish I'm catching, but here's what it looks like. It is like a leathery type of material, or like a synthetic leather type. I don't really know how to describe it, but it is a purple Working Class Zero measuring board. Gonna be using this for my swim bait, fish pictures and stuff like that. Got purple obviously to match with the purple setup once I do my customizations to it. On the back it has these little tabs where you can write the date, the length, and the weight of each fish that you catch if it's a big one. I did not think that there was this many, but that's quite a few right there. You got like 21 spots on this thing right here to write your fish down on. It says Pursuit of Giants on the bottom, Working Class Zero. But yeah, I've been wanting to get one of these. They make wooden versions that are obviously not portable. Like if you have a boat, you can just keep it on the boat. But I wanted the portable one because I am a bank angler at the moment, and I just want to keep it in my backpack for pictures and just getting the measurements of the big fish I'm catching hopefully this year. So that is the last item in the box. All right, guys, that is all I have for y'all in this video. I hope y'all enjoyed me showing off all the swim baits and the swim bait setups. Like I said, gonna be trying to catch a lot of fish on these this year, getting back into the big swim bait game. Got the measuring board to measure them. Not really a necessity, just cool to have. But like I said, hope y'all enjoyed the video, and more videos to come in the future. Thinking about doing like a reel rating video, like my favorite reels that I own, and let me know if y'all be interested in that. Could do some rod and reel reviews. Got a lot of rods in here. Me and Jacob both have them. Both have a ton of setups. Could be doing some review videos on those. If you're interested in that, leave a comment, like, subscribe, go follow the social media at Hinkle.Fishing as well on Instagram and TikTok. And yeah, peace out.